Hey everybody, this is Jordan from Sleeklens.com, and in this video I'm going to show you some post-processing tips to help with your beach photography. So what we have is this image here. It was taken in sunrise very early in the morning, and it's got great colors, but we want to kind of bring those out. And that's kind of what beach photography editing is normally doing. It's getting the right color and the right mood so that you have images sort of like this, but not like this. Because you can see in this image here, all the highlights are blown out. I mean, you can see just by the histogram here that the whites are spiking there. And it's just, the colors are dull, and it just looks like a snapshot rather than a photograph. So this, we're gonna turn into a photograph. So what would we do to edit some of these things here? The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna straighten the image up. You can see the horizon line just a little bit off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just tidy that up a little bit. Just get my ruler, drag it out here. It'll straighten it up, just hit enter, and there we go. We got a good straight image. So now what we want to do is kind of play with the colors. The colors are really going to bring out this image. So I'm just going to take my vibrance up. You can already see it starting to kind of take shape. I'm going to take my magenta and put that up a little bit too. Not too much. And then my clarity, I'm going to bump that up a little bit as well. And now we need to play with the shadows. I'm going to take my shadows up, and you can kind of see that coming back. The reason I want to do my shadows is because there was the sun kind of coming up over here, and you can kind of get a little bit of darkness because it's metering for a bright sun over here. So I'm trying to get some of this to brighten up. Shadows will do that. And we'll also take down the highlights just a touch right there. And let's do some contrast. And there we go. Let's look at the before and after just right here. So you can see how much that pops in the image. So the one thing I'm going to do next is just to kind of emphasize how the sun would be. I could have shot this a little wider, but I didn't have my wide angle lens with me. So I could have caught a little bit of the sun, but now I'm going to mimic the sun a little bit, and now I'm going to do that with the radial filter. So I'm just going to click the radial filter here. I'm going to draw a big circle right here. And I'm going to take up the exposure and then take up the warmth, so you can kind of see how that takes shape there. I might even make it a little larger, just like that. Stretch it out a little bit. And let's take the exposure down just a touch more. There we go. So you can kind of see how that kind of mimics a little bit of the warmth of the sun. So it's kind of changing that up a little bit. It's also affecting the water, so that kind of sells it just a little bit, but it adds a little bit more punch. So let's look at the before and after again, and you can just see all the colors going on the foreground object here, or the main interest here, and the clouds. The only thing left that we could possibly do just to bring out the sky a little bit more is we'll do the gradient filter. We'll bring that down roughly there. Darken that up. Might even add a little more warmth and a little more magenta. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. So now you can see the before and after. Total before and after here. We got in kind of dull colors. It was still a good image, but we got kind of dull colors, and now we just brighten that up. So really, beach photography editing is mainly just playing with colors, and then once you get your colors correct, you can play with the toning of the image. So you got the highlights and the shadows and all that fun stuff. So that was basically it, guys. Hope you enjoyed those quick beach photography editing techniques. This is Jordan from Sleeklens.com, and I will see you in the next video.